Hello and welcome to this demo video for the children's maths game. Now, as you possibly know, I usually make spreadsheets for businesses and business owners and some kind of more fun, exciting, personal kind of ones. But this time I'm doing one for the children because my own son is now 5, almost 6 years old, and he likes to do kind of maths and things, and we want to teach him how to use the computer by actually typing in numbers, but also doing some maths, addition and subtraction. I'm not going to go into multiplication, division, and things just yet. So this is for the younger kids. If you want to teach them how to, use the computer, but you also want to teach them some maths, this is for you. I've tried to make the actual game as simple as possible. That's why there's a macro involved. I don't normally do macros, but I've done a macro to simplify it. So when you open the spreadsheet, you might have to do enable macro. The only thing the macro is doing is it's just clearing the answers and resetting the game to a new formulas, so that you can replay and you don't have the same equations over and over and over again. So that's all the macro does. You've got 3 settings before your child plays. You can say whether to include 0 answers. And the reason for this is obviously you might have 2 minus 2 equals 0. If you don't want to include 0 answers, you can say no. If you want to include those, you can say yes. You can just change it on the drop down list. Maximum value limit. What that means is if you've got, for example, 2 plus 3 equals 5, the biggest number within the whole formula, including the answer, is 5. So therefore, that will be included. If you've got 5 plus 1 equals 6 and you set it to 5, then a 5 plus 1 won't be in the it won't be a formula that's able to be selected. So you can decide what the highest number is, and that is either of the 2 numbers in the equation, and the answer will not be higher than what you select here. So 5 is the lowest, but you can go all the way up to 20. So you can set it to what your child's comfortable doing. And then the formulas to include, or the equations to include, you can select either addition only or subtraction only, or both, which will obviously be the addition and subtraction. So I've got it set to those. If any of these are clear and you haven't selected them, Excel will use a default, which is usually the both and the number 2 answer. And if you leave this blank, it'll probably use 5, which is the lowest. And it will usually exclude the 0. So you want to select those to what your child wants. Once that's set up, if you don't want your child fiddling with this or whatever the case might be, I've left the workbook unlocked, so you can right-click that and you can say hide, and then you can let them play. And if you click on that, you can right-click and say unhide and open that tab up again. And you can adjust those settings. But this is the game. I've locked all the cells. I've even said that they can't select them. So in theory, if you just type in the answer and click enter, it'll drop down to the next one. So for argument's sake here, if I say 3 minus 1 equals 2, and I click enter, then it says correct, and it gives a little image. This is just a random. I've got about 30 different images, and this is just what shows them at random. And the correct might say different things as well. But if it goes green, then you know you've got it right. If you get something wrong, so if you say 5 minus 4 and you say, for example, equals 2, and you click enter, then it says try again. Now you've jumped there. You have to either press the up arrow to go back up again, or just click on that cell and then let the child re-enter. So they go 5 minus 4. Okay, that one equals 1. And then they can go through. That one jumped twice. That's my enter key, not the spreadsheet. So you can then go through. So if you say, for example, 3 plus 1 equals 4, 3 plus 2 equals 5, 4 minus 1 equals 3, 1 plus 1 equals 2, 4 minus 3 equals 1, 2 minus 1, 1, 4, and 3. You see, this gives random things, gives nice work, correct, good job, excellent, gives the answer, gives a little kind of prize, as it were, a little different little image. And when you finish, they can just click, or you can just click the reset game, and it resets it all back to 0 again, and gives you different formulas here. So if we go back to that and we select, say for argument's sake, 20, when you come back to the maths game, it now gives you ones with up to 20, you can click reset and it'll give you some different ones. So now you can see it's got bigger numbers in the equations. And if I go back and say, no, this is only for a beginner, let's start at 5. And then you go in and it gives you the lower numbers to add up and subtract. So that's the game. It's obviously just does the same thing over and over again. You can decide, as I said, addition, subtraction, or whatever it is you might want to do, and you can hide that tab. But this is the screen where they type it in. If they type in something else, like an F, for example, it'll just say try again. It won't accept it. So they need to obviously get the right answers. But hopefully this will help your children, and hopefully this is easy enough to understand, and that they won't get frustrated with it, and they'll have fun playing this game and learning in the process. And if that works for you, then I wish you all the best. And I say thank you very much for using this. Thank you and goodbye.